Erik Jesberger, joined by head coach and general manager Jason Binkley, ahead of Game 3 of the North Division Best of 7 semifinal series in the 2025 Kelly Cup playoffs. And, Coach, you're back from TR, down 2-0 in the series, but we're back at home. Your assessments on Game 1 and 2, where you opened the series in a close affair, tie score going into the third, just falling short. Game 2, more of a one-sided affair on the wrong side of it. Your thoughts on the team's play?
Game 1, definitely a lot of jitters, a lot of emotion, a lot of nervousness with our group. I would have to say, if I'm recalling correctly, 16 of our 20 players we dressed that game. It was their first pro playoff experience. So you can only talk about it so much. You can only go over so much video. You can only emphasize things so much. But until you actually get in the game and you're playing playoff hockey, it's a different beast. And we didn't have our best game Friday night at all, and ultimately it ended up being a one-goal game. Yeah, chalk it up to maybe they had the power play goal. We didn't, but 2-2 going into the third period to give up that early one and not be able to crawl back was a little frustrating, but Saturday night was just not much to speak of. I addressed what I needed to this morning with the team and kind of just leave it at that.
We shift the series now to home ice, and for your club, you can't overstate enough the success since January 1st, the 5th best point percentage among teams to clinch a Kelly Cup playoff spot, one spot ahead of Trois-Rivières, but also the success here at home. That home cooking we talk about, the advantages of the rest and recovery, but playing here at home ice where you went 14-5-5 since the new year, what kind of benefits can come with that in front of the home crowd? And, of course, with 2 wins to cap off the regular season, and first time now in front of them since then.
Well, hopefully we can build off of what we did last weekend against Worcester at home. But once again, we've emphasized throughout the second half of this season, like home ice in the playoffs is huge. And we have to be under the mindset, whether it was game, 45 in January, whether it was game 60 in March, like we need to protect our home. We need to play well in our own building. We need to play well in front of our fans, and we need to feed off that emotion and energy that they can provide us. To have that record at home in the second half, I didn't quite know that, so it's good to have that. But one of the biggest advantages now, especially in playoffs, is we get the second change. We can line match a little bit better, right? When you're on the road and the home team has that line match advantage over you, it gets a little tricky at times. Lines get mixed up, matchups get a little mixed up, so hopefully we can use that to our advantage here tonight. But, yeah, like you said, I mean, I'm comfortable and confident with the week we have ahead. We've played plenty of hockey, so we should be used to the amount that we're going to be playing here this week with this 3-4, this 5-7 that we're essentially playing. But we do have the benefits of having, our health, our recovery, our sponsors here in town that we can utilize. We have the idea of our own home cooking, sleeping in our own beds, everything at our disposal within our locker room. So I'm expecting a big response for us tonight, especially at home here to get right back in this series.
Amongst the lines, you'll give the start tonight to Vinny Perper. He'll make his first playoff professional start in net, and against Trois-Rivières lifetime, 6-1-2 record, .924 save percentage. But here in this series, Game 3, what's the influence in a switching goal?
Well, our goalies have really been our rocks all year. We've talked about having multiple starters at the same time, 1A, 1B, 1C, whatever it might be, and, Keith battled really hard. He competed really hard for us over the 2 games up in TR. They got to him physically, getting to the net front quite a bit more than I would like. But for me, it's just a change of personnel to give another guy an opportunity. Maybe Vinny can bring maybe a little bit more fire, whatever it might be. But sometimes as a coach, you just go with your gut. This is what my gut is telling me to do today. And the way it works is we need to find a way to win. It doesn't matter who's in, who's out, who's playing, who's not. And that's been a message we've preached to the team, right? It's next guy up mentality. But once again, I thought Keith battled, played well, played hard for us over the weekend. Just quick turnaround. We didn't get home till 9:15 yesterday morning. So to be right back at the rink 24 hours later with a big game on the line, I just, maybe a little fresher goalie will help us, give us a little advantage here tonight.
Here you got a chance to kind kind of dissect things over the last 24 hours. You'll get set here. Great morning skate today. Guys are loose. For you, coming into tonight's game, it's going to be your first time behind the players' bench as head coach here at home in the playoffs. Just kind of the emotions and the excitement for you. A big moment, of course, all business, but certainly has to feel good.
It's not about me. It's about the guys in the room, right? We're all frustrated. We're all pissed off with how we're sitting right now. So we just need to respond. And now being on this side as a coach, it's harder at times because I can't go out there and I can't help. I can't go, win a puck battle. I can't get that extra shot off. I can't block that extra shot, whatever it might be. So the biggest thing is, we have to understand we're a confident group. Every player is on this team for a reason. They made this playoff roster for a reason. They helped us get to this point for a reason. So ultimately, we just have to feed off our own emotion. We have to be excited and energized and just ready to go. Because once again, we're back at home. We get to play in front of our own fans, be in our own building, our own locker room, sleep in our own beds, and that's huge when it comes to playoff hockey. So once again, it's not about me. It's about the guys in there playing hard, working hard, doing it together, and doing it the right way.
Well, Coach, we look forward to it tonight. Take the time and best luck.